All right, back for another heapin' helping of East Texas University using the Savage Worlds rule set. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, players and friends. I think this might be our 20th session. Let me check the last video. Yeah, last video looks like it may have been
It might have been.
19th, session 19.
It's a lot.
So 20. Oh, my goodness. Feels like we just blew the dust off those virtual character sheets and started playing just only yesterday. And I mean, shouldn't be surprised. It should surprise no one that this time of year, with Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the other holidays, inclement weather in certain parts of the country, this bug that's going around and mutating, lots of family visits, things like that, concerts and shows, and it's not too surprising that we've been a little bit sporadic, had a few sessions cut short a bit because of player illness and the Fantasy Grounds gremlins and homunculi freezing up our interfaces, and the internet gods who we pay fealty to, occasionally stepping in and cutting a game short. But we are back, and with hope we'll have a full session in. We've got a lot to do. The college students just finished the fall semester of their sophomore year, so they are itching and raring to go and continuing their studies. Maybe if one of the characters possibly failed their final exams, they will need to make up for that next semester. Get back in the good graces of administrative representatives, teachers, deans, um, stuff like that. So the game is Savage Worlds. The setting is East Texas University. Savage Worlds, brought to us by Shane Hensley and Clint Black. The East Texas University um, kind of layers atop the Suede, the Savage Worlds rule set. Preston DeBose and Ed Wetterman. Thank you, gentlemen, kindly for your contributions, putting all this good material together. Everything from the rich folklore of the Native American Indians and coming up from Mexico and the Big Thicket by Louisiana and Texas, and the wonderful combination of college students trying to balance studies, fledgling relationships, and of course, battling cultists and the supernatural and stuff like that. It's a fun game. Prater's Rejects, the channel, brought to us by Duff. Duff, thank you so much for putting these videos out on your YouTube station. Prater's Rejects has a combination of many types of games to offer for our viewing pleasure and possibilities of joining one of their games online. Lots of 5E, some aliens, kids on bikes, different Savage Worlds rule sets. Um, just a real good smattering, a real broad expanse of games brought to us by virtue of that channel. So Duff, thank you so much. And while I'm giving out thank yous, Corey, the original dean of this game, we had such a good time that we thought we'd pick it up and keep playing it. Um, Continue to flesh out the exploits and the shenanigans of these young college students. Um, for the artwork today, let me just say that for fun, I was playing around with OBS. I took the opportunity over the holidays to catch up on some of the record keeping and sort of the little flip chart that you'll see that has some of the characters' scores and abilities and feats, their edges and hindrances and whatnot in a compressed sort of form. So just for fun, as far as artwork go, I'm always thanking the players. So am I. Your artwork is currently flipping in the little flip chart. Nightsteed, yours as well. Your black and white sort of back of the napkin sketches. And also, Rosalie, I've been remiss. I went back through our Discord channel and I found a couple of, what would you call it, 3D models that you put out for us. There was one of the entire
I don't think that was me.
The Sims.
The Sims.
Oh, oh
I
yeah,
found those. I'm like,
recreated.
what
Oh.
the heck is this? Like, what the heck is this?
The Sims.
And it even had Erica in there with her bare midriff and her chaps. I'm like, how did I overlook this? Every time we play, I thank Amaya Nightsteed. Rosalie,
I,
thank you. Thank you times.
I remade the student housing too.
Okay,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's
okay.
in the
The map of the
somewhere.
apartment. Well, then let me thank you an additional
I need
19 times to get everybody up to an even 20. As this is session 20. And also anyone that's
Beautiful.
No
any.
thanks needed. I was just really into the Sims.
Oh, and I also saw the little cartoon, the little Sims, I guess, of Shep. The big three
That
things on
was
his
so
mind.
funny.
Do I kiss Ava or do I do this or
I
that?
was
So
dead. That
I
was
did not
amazing.
influence that.
how did I? I was just flipping through, and so I've presented these using OPS. I will probably take these flip charts down of the artwork. I didn't do a whole lot of effort-wise, like centering and scaling these images, so they're in our recording just because I'm always talking about the artwork, and I wanted to give everybody just a feel for just the offerings from these good players. As I like to say, as a dean, I'm telling a story, presenting these characters with little sub stories and plots and things to do and people to know, and then they go through and present me with a piece of artwork or something like that. And it's a force multiplier. It lets me know the players are engaged and having fun, and it makes my job a little bit easier and just gives me that impetus, that little kick in the rear to do a little bit more to, in return, um, do a little better job of what I'm trying to do here, which is adapting to the Savage Worlds rule set, trying to adapt to players, characters doing things that they could do in real life, but it's not really real life, and putting this whole campaign together. So I'll probably take that flip chart down and put it back to just our character sheets, which I've been trying to update, but I do mention this, so there they are for your viewing pleasure. Uh, through Pinterest, I jumped over to a deviant art site. There's an artist there named Phil Cho. I've used a lot of his character sketches, a lot of his art to represent adult men and women and college students, male and females, and others as tokens and little pictures of people I can drop in because I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking of for, say, Larry, say for the guy next door, the blonde hair and the hands in his pockets. So shout out to Phil. I thought I might have another shout out, but I think that's it. I want to jump in. I want to get started. I want to get things rocking and rolling. The players, when last we had assembled, were outside of Pinebox Cemetery. There was a yellow Jeep Renegade with a beat up soft top, that extended backseat area, that storage area Jeep. Kind of rusted, but looks like it was yellow at one time. It's more like a yellow, faded beige color now. It's also sitting down on a side street, adjunct to the Pinebox Cemetery. The group has cast Dark Sight. I believe that is the spell. The one they acquired from the side of the Pinebox Water Tower. You can all see as if it is daylight right now. Oh, the Sims just went by. I love it. I love it. Even had Rocco. So you probably parked not directly under a street lamp, but there are several down this road, providing good illumination. I guess it's still possible to fall off a curb and sprain your ankle or something like that, but it's not pitch black. And for you folks, it's like it's high noon. You look over at the cemetery. It's dark. There is a bright light, like almost dead center. A steady light, not torch light, not a lantern, but maybe like a high beam flashlight of some type, clearly illuminating an area in and amongst some trees. within the cemetery proper. I have already given out bennies. Shep, I took advantage of a little bit of free time to draw your curse for today. It is the -2 when dealing with um, like natural holes and tripping effects, hazards. -2 on vigor rolls to resist hazards. May come into
Extra
play.
clumsy today.
May come into play. And Mira's with you. Mira was the fourth that is joining you with his rig of photography equipment, hoping to get a picture of one of those elusive chupacabras.
Scary chupacabra from last time. I know. It's gonna be wild.
Going to share a map.
Done this before.
I also
It's gonna
took,
be wild.
took the opportunity over some of this time off to play
It's
around with this
Snowvig.
Fantasy Grounds Unity. Started to, in earnest, look at some of the
Ooh.
special FX, the letters
Oh,
FX, special
How
effects,
fancy that is.
scaling, adding darkness, adding light as if
Yeah.
from a lamp, playing around with it. And I got this devil just right. Got it just right. Let me
I am
open
glad
it.
that my internet's working again.
Ah, yes. That's right. That's right. I was talking about some of the just real life issues that had kept us from getting a full session of play in, and certainly weather effects, hurricanes and tornadoes, knocked out our good friend
Oh.
Nightsteed's internet for a couple of days. Certainly
Oh no.
high on the list of things that unfortunately occurred. So let me pull up this encounter. Let me add to the encounter.
I think I accidentally closed it.
Oh no.
Darn.
I'll reshare it. Although I think if you bring up images, you
Oh,
can
there it is.
There we go.
you can see like a little P like that I've already shared
I
previously.
see the circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
So I've got an encounter here. Let's see. Do I want to add the encounter? I don't want. Yeah. I'll add to the.
That's so cool.
Let me bring up that combat tracker. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but certainly there was an order of things. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is all the. Yes, this is all the stuff from the Ren Fair. I think I should
Yes.
I think I should like to bring up that
There's a
little.
lot of Ren Fair people in there.
I'm going to bring up that little wheel and let's see. Delete from tracker, and let's see. Deal to all. No. Clear all. I don't want to clear. I don't want to reset the turn order. There we go. Delete NPCs? Sure. Cool.
Oh, there they all go.
Cool. Erica's there. She was there in her fawn costume, her hooves and her furry legs, and
I love that.
her little horns. I want to delete Erica. Leaving. Sophia, Chef, Ava, and Mir. Let me add from the combat tracker. Trying to get used to the buttonology here. Some of the shortcuts that keep me from dragging another person and dragging a combatant and dragging an NPC. I should be able to just add all these because the combat tracker is sort of that central piece of glue, that drop of glue that holds everything together. Your character list, your map, combatants, etc. I am going to drop said characters. Oh, somewhere on this map. It truly doesn't matter too much, but we'll just put you down in a representative fashion because I do like. All right, let's see. I think I have to drag your. Tried to drag a Sophia over, and it didn't go. So I think it's maybe your token that I need to drop. Oh yes, just dragging and dropping you guys up along the top here, just as a representative location.
Oh, I see. You're way up there.
Yeah, I reserve the right, of course, to modify this, but this is pretty fair, just to make sure I have the scaling of the map and the grid and all that good stuff taken care of. All right, who's half on and who is half off of this map? There we go. I know you can snap your characters half on the halfway border of these grids, and I think Fantasy Grounds lets you do that in case there's a large opponent that occupies a square. Come on, Sam. Occupies a square, but it sort of hangs over into the other areas. Okay, so you guys are up there. And a gentleman approaches you. And you should be able to see Lester Fagan coming over. He's
I do see a token.
He's panting. He's panting a little bit. And looks like Sophia tried to do a move. I'm gonna okay it.
I saw something that was not darkness, so I tried to move to it. But we can stay here. I can stay here. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, down there.
This map is massive.
Is it really? Ah. I mean,
I felt like I could scroll out for days.
Yeah.
Fantasy Grounds Unity gives you like this massive play mat to do stuff in.
Yeah.
I was really happy when I saw stuff on the map that I could focus on.
with the AD.
I was on the stuff and I couldn't. I was like, "Where are you?" Said we're on the map. What?
We're up. We're above. We're on top of the circle.
I finally got there.
Yeah, with the ADHD hindrance, Sophia, it's easy to distract one. So this guy comes up. I'd like the four of us. Yes, the four of us to make a smarts -2 roll. And I mean, this really isn't a critical roll, but I have reset bennies. And
don't fail me now. Yeah.
They did not. Oh my goodness.
Yay.
Mir got a 0. Ha. Sophia. She's smart, but that's okay. Ava and Shep, oh my goodness. An 8 and a 10, each a success with a raise. Shep, is your smarts really a 12?
No, it's a D8.
Oh, okay.
I had 12 total.
I see. Very good.
The D8s exploded.
Yeah. I was like, what happened? What did I miss? You know, I blinked twice and Shep's Einstein. So yeah, with a raise. Ava and Shep, you both recognize Lester Fagan. At the Ren Fair, after the notables, the who's who of Pinebox, Texas, and environs, introduce themselves, but before they flip the check over, showing the $6,722 that had been raised for the Lufkin SPCA or ASPCA, this gentleman was on stage holding up a small, chubby, like husky puppy. He had adopted the final dog that basically cleaned the slate of all of the puppies and dogs that were available for adoption that day. He adopted the very last one. This is that gentleman. You recall him on stage, perhaps. Who was it? I think Jennifer Chapman was up there. She still had that big cardboard sign flipped around so you couldn't see the number just yet. But he had taken that little husky puppy and he had sort of held it up to the crowd, to the oohs and the ahs and the oh so very cute statements, from the crowd as they drank their ale and their wine and ate their 2-pound turkey legs and their big brisket sandwiches and funnel cake and all that. So this is he. He's panting and sweating and comes up and he's like, I'm so glad you made it. And he's basically talking to Mir, but he's looking at all of you. And he's like, this is great. I'm so glad that you're here. I've set up
Waving.
a trap to lure the chupacabra down from a tree or from behind some sort of edifice, some sort of fence or a crypt or something like that. You have like a night flash on that camera? Of course I do. I'm a professional. Intones mirror. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, yeah. Let's go. Watch your step. It's really dark. Don't turn your ankle on a loose piece of stone or trip over a fence or something like that. And he starts to move towards that area. That although you have dark sight cast, you see that area of illumination clearly. It might be I think your dark sight vision. I don't know if it gives you color.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm okay with treating it like 5e dark vision.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
We'll say it gives you muted sort of hues, but this light has sort of like a bluish tinge to it, so that you can discriminate, what it is. So Lester's like, "This is great. This is great. We agreed. I have to remember. Did he offer? Yes, he offered Mir $50 to come out and do this because he is quite certain is Lester Fagan,
Dang, $50.
which is nothing to Mir. He's
All
quite
right,
certain
this
he's
is
gonna.
more just for fun for
Yeah,
him at this
yeah.
point.
Lester Fagan had convinced him to do this because he said that if they're successful in grabbing an image of this chupacabra, that there would be some notoriety along with it. A good clear picture, a write-up, an article, perhaps in a local paper, spread out to some of the area towns and cities, and maybe even like a ghost hunters or a paranormal TV show or something like that. Perhaps they'll
Oh boy.
make a movie of it and want to interview all of us. And he's like, "You brought friends. Very good. Those chupacabra tend to be solitary, and they don't tend to assault crowds of people." And let's see, what's the name of this? I think it's called The Rest of the Story. How terrible that I didn't mark it better. The show must go on. Actually, I should just flip until I see the picture. There it is. What was it called? Here's the Story. Here's the Story is what it's called. You can all move your figures up if you'd like to.
Oh
Make
boy.
sure I didn't do something like lock tokens or something
Let's see.
something
No,
else.
they're
In there.
locked.
I can go there.
How? Oh.
Drag and drop.
Right, right.
And then he makes it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. I can click these little, but again, we're
Gonna just
w-
chill behind.
we're all among friends here. I'm trusting to a certain point. Let me see if I can. Is it unlock tokens? Try now. See if you can't. Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all are coming up. I'm not even going to require a notice roll to hear a dog whimpering, a very high pitched whimper. And
Oh, no.
also,
I'm just glaring at the back of his head.
okay,
Like this guy.
you can. And I would say that at this point you're close enough. Sophia, you're still a ways back, but for free I'll give you all. That there seems to be, I don't know if it's like lighting that you would use in an auto shop, but it's sort of a rectangular array of very bright piercing lights on a little swivel that you can swivel up and down, and it's attached to like a little battery pack. And it is what is providing that illumination in that middle area.
Oh my gosh.
And yes, you do hear a little whimper.
Little doggo.
Now let me
I
see.
want to go to the doggo. I will keep following.
I'm just trying to think, and you can all help me out because we're telling this story together. Would Mir
Mhm.
bring Rocco?
Um, I I mean, Rocco ended up coming with us for all of the shenanigans. Did he? Did he?
Yeah.
So probably.
Shep.
I would say yes, unless there was a reason why he didn't need his service dog anymore.
Well, he
Yeah.
he bought off his lane hindrance,
Okay.
and in game he had
Uh,
surgery to fix that. So indeed, he's sort of gaming the system a little bit by keeping the service dog when he doesn't really need it. But at this point, they're chums, right? They're buddies, they're close friends,
so
confidant,
Rocco is retired.
confidants. He's yeah, he's definitely not just a pet. So sure, I will
And then
accede to the belief of the players. Let's
Rocco is retired.
see.
He's our
I
Scooby
mean,
Doo.
But yeah, we can. I would say having Rocco along would be fun.
Okay. Well,
They are a pair after all.
oh, they certainly are, and I'll go with that. I will drag a dog to the combat tracker. I'm going to click on said dog, and I'm going to call him
We are true Scooby Doo today.
Rocco. Maybe that'll show up some way, shape, manner, or form. I'm going to go to my tokens. Just think it out loud, as I like to do when I'm using Fantasy Grounds. Let's see. If I go to my assets and I bring up my campaign, and then I go to my tokens, I should have one of our like characters, ETU archetypes, character tokens, rule set, campaign maybe, campaign archetype class dismissed. There they are. All right, this is I'm getting okay. I won't say I'm getting good, but I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to drag that little token right down in there, so we'll see a very handsome, um, dare I say, the goodest boy, and I spell boy BOI, of course. Rocco is
The goodest of boys.
the goodest of boys, and as he is on the combat tracker, I should just be able to drag. I'm going to make him visible. And I'm going to drag him down. Didn't seem to make him visible. So let's see about clicking that little button again. There, out of nowhere, out of the mist,
Out of the
steps
mist.
steps Rocco, a good boy. His ears are erect, pricked on the top of his head. He hears what seems to be a fellow canine, perhaps in distress.
He sounds in distress.
And Lester says, "Oh, don't mind the noise. I had to bring some bait," he says, as he moves
Of
a
course.
little bit closer.
I was like,
oh,
no.
he is this close to fish soup. This close.
only, only this close. Used a doggo for bait.
So he continues down.
Oh, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I got fleet-footed now. I'm about to run in and grab that doggo away from a chupacabra.
Let's see. I guess
Anyway,
Mir's going to be coming up and making small talk with Lester. Um, so, have you seen this chupacabra? Well, Lester says, There have been some small animals, some small pets, mostly dogs, that have been missing in neighborhoods in and around town. This is not unusual because there are some large predatory birds. Most of you think in your head, not to mention imps, but he says there are some large predatory birds and your various large cats and coyotes that maybe come up out of the thicket and can steal small pets for a quick, easy meal. He says, but indeed, I think I have found the culprit, at least for what has been going on recently. And he says it is indeed a chupacabra, and I did catch sight of it. And I also know that they shy away from bright lights. That's why I put that shop lamp out there, just to keep it at bay until we can get into position. I'd like another notice. Another notice roll would be nice. Let's
Okay.
let's make this only at a -1. I will say because I will give you the benefit of having that
Notice roll.
clear dark sight, and I'm going to take advantage of the handy mechanism
Whoa.
Fantasy
Hey.
Grounds provides here. I'm going to move.
Nice.
I'm going to move Mir down to
Very nice.
the little quick access bar if I can. Come on, let me do it, please.
And with your -3.
Let me do that, please, please.
Sometimes it works out.
Sometimes, yeah. That's pretty good.
I'd like to put Mir in the quick access bar. I wonder why it won't let me do it. Do a little drag, a little drop. Is it because the map is a little bit
Oh.
big? Yeah, hold down that little control button, which is a quick little idiom. I should just be able to drag his sheet right into, and it doesn't want me to do that. Now, why is that? I wonder if I do it off of. There's no place for me to grab it on his character sheet. I wonder if I go to the character sheet, the party sheet. I wonder if I grab it from there. Because I'm going to be popping him up and down, taking advantage of. Aha, that did it. That did it. Had to do it off the party sheet. I guess it's a different kind of record in the combat tracker, sort of gluing everything together. All right, I'm just kind of talking out loud here. So, yeah, we're here. Success on a notice roll. Wow, Sophia, even though you're somewhat distracted, an eight for Shep. These are both successes with a raise. Ava, a 6 is nevertheless a success without a raise, but a success. And we'll do that little notice thing for Mir. Notice at a -1. Also a success.
Poor doggo.
Ava and Mir see a bulge in the back of his pants under his shirt. Those of you who got the raise, Shep and Sophia, are quite certain that you detect the outline of a handgun, probably holstered under the back of his untucked shirt. Okay.
Dang.
Okay. Come now, and I guess he'll go down to like where there's a small break in the fence that he can lumber over. He's not an extremely physically fit looking guy. He looks sort of like an average Joe, probably spent too many times eating nacho chips and drinking beer at football rallies or watching football games. Doesn't look like he spends time at the gym or anything like that.
Oh,
So he moves
man.
down to where there's a hole in the fence and starts to climb over it. We're all moving kind of at the same rate.
Yeah.
I, I'm rooting for the chupacabra at this moment. I'm not. No, I don't have a good feeling about this.
I don't like it either. That poor dog is in the middle there. I don't like that he's using that poor puppy as a bait.
And he just made light of of showing off that he adopted it. I,
Mm.
ugh.
I don't like this
Oh,
guy.
I don't like where this is going. I
Let's
don't
just take the
enjoy
dog.
this.
We can just take the dog and go. Can we just take the dog and go?
We just take the dog and go. But
Yeah.
but
Mir puts
even
$50 in
so,
his pocket.
We have room in the house.
even so, we still have a chupacabra in the mists, and I don't know if I don't I don't like that it's walking around either.
But what he's talking about, that really sounds like water tower guys.
Well,
Water tower guy?
the imps.
Oh,
I don't like. Yeah, I mean, maybe we're better equipped this time, right?
Who's Water Tower
Mm,
guy? Darlene?
Who's water tower?
Darlene? Darlene Schmidt? Shep runs away.
I think I saw that there was something in the back of his pocket.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust this guy. And Mir is chatting with him like it's nothing,
Mir
and
just
he's
put
got the
$50 in
dog,
his pocket. He's happy.
right? $50. It's like I don't like it. I don't like it.
He'll
But
probably throw that 50
I
bucks at you to buy some more gold flake.
right. I I want to uh talk to Sophia and Shep and tell them maybe if a chupacabra does come out, instead of actually leaving the dog to its fate, we can actually save the doggo.
oh,
no,
I'm
we're not leaving the
thinking
dog.
we grab the dog, we leave the guy.
I'm okay with this actually.
I would like everyone to make a common knowledge roll. I think everyone gets
Okay.
common knowledge as a base skill, even if you
Uh,
never
yeah,
advanced
There we
it.
go. Do I have knowledge? Some.
basic. I have basic knowledge.
I just think it's funny that I have a D4 and I grew up here.
All of you got a success. In Savage Worlds, generally speaking, your target number for success is a 4. And these players don't often roll under a 4. This being the case, we have a 4, 2 fives, and a 6. All of you, it occurs to you that the back of that yellow Jeep, and this probably occurred to you sometime between walking from the corner of that Jeep and Shep's newly repaired truck down to this area of the Pinebox Cemetery where you noticed the bright light, you heard the whimpering of a small dog. It occurs to you that there was an East Texas University parking placard, like a sticker, on the back bumper of that Jeep. And because you all got successes, I'm going to say that at least one among you recognizes that there's a special colored strip that indicates this person is more than just a student, possibly an adjunct faculty member, a special visitor in to teach,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
something like that. So we'll say it had kind of a red strip down the side of the sticker that indicates
Oh.
that this person might have access to a different parking lot in addition to the common lot where most of the students park. And this is
Hmm.
just sort of a passing little bit of knowledge that I will pass on that you've sort of gotten your bearings, gotten your footing, and have had the opportunity to sort of mutter a couple of things back and forth from one another.
Yeah. Well, you know,
And he says,
his students may have a free day.
"Are your friends coming? Or are they hanging outside the fence? Doesn't matter much to me.
I want to hop over the fence and I want to go hang out with the doggo.
You want to hop over the fence?
Well, maybe not hop. She's gonna have to definitely climb.
Yeah,
Help
I,
you hop over that fence.
This is the fencing right over
it's
here.
it's a somewhat well maintained brick um, fence that just separates parts of the graveyard from the
Oh,
little
okay.
walking path that goes through it. Doesn't look like you could get a car. Maybe you could get a truck down this path, but generally, your maintenance workers would probably use a wheelbarrow,
Oh,
and at most one of those little. It's like a
I'll
little
be right
golf.
back.
It's like a golf cart, but
Okay.
it has like a little flatbed area where you can put stuff and
Okay.
something like that. So
Uh, I will go over between Shep and Sophia and tell them, "Can you please help me over the fence so I can sit with the puppy? Small things need to stick together.
small, fleet-footed things.
Small, tiny, fleet-footed things need to stick
All
together.
right,
I
all
will
right.
sit. I will sit with that puppy.
I'm gonna end around
I
zero.
I volunteer as tribute."
We'll do a next round. Um,
So, um, if I do, I have to roll something to try and get over the fence with their assistance.
um, yeah. I'll tell you what.
what
Just make an agility check.
what
There we go.
shenanigans? Let's see.
Now, there's an area where Fagan went across, which was already there was a gap, kind of like where some of the
Yeah.
stones had crumbled a bit and
Mm.
formed like a V that he could easily step through without, scuffing his khakis.
Ava could totally fit through that.
I'm gonna. I need a boost to get there though. Oh no. Okay. I wanna. I wanna. Don't do that. I don't want any more butt injuries.
Yes, that could be painful and unfortunate.
No, it's even worse.
No.
I got a
A-
butt
Avi, even though
injury.
you knew that if you had gone like another 15 feet, that there was probably an area that Lester almost, it was like he walked through the wall, right? He had to lift his leg up a little bit to get through this sort of V-shaped, uh, somewhat damaged area. Perhaps they were going to go mortar those flagstone, I guess like a flagstone or like a country fence together. But no, you were dead set on getting across that fence at that point as well. And it's not that the
She's always
fence,
trying to do video game cool stuff. That's what she gets.
and it wasn't that the fence was in bad condition, but that post that was right next to it, you put some weight on that as you climbed over, and just the little bit of weight that you put on it, you pushed it right over, and you went tumbling pell mell over that fence. You are now in this lit area, but unfortunately you are prone, and perhaps more unfortunately still, I'm afraid I'm going to have to grant you
Okay. Am I
a
shaking or
a,
something?
a point of fatigue from bumps
Oh,
and
there it is.
bruises and a long scrape down your forearm and upper arm that is.
Am I always getting hurt every time? She's
Um,
only she's academically smart, guys.
Yeah,
She tries her best. Like,
I'm just thinking that maybe you don't tell your folks that we're an item because you're going home with a whole bunch of injuries.
oh my god,
Yeah, I
you
mean
know.
this is something that is going to seep. It is going to scab up, and it's not going to leave a scar. None of these none of these gashes are deep or wide. You might have to clean some gravel or some mortar dust out of the injury, just because of the condition of the scrape and the condition of the stone that you tipped over. But I mean, this is not a wound in the truest sense.
Yeah.
It is a way for the dean to have some devilishly good fun when when
Mirror,
there's
weren't you supposed to catch her?
double ones.
It's just like
He looks
a
over at you
yelp.
surprised.
All you hear, all of
Uh,
this rock crumbling. Ah!
Ava, Ava, could you please be quiet?
Ow, ow, ow. I'll try. Oh, I'm gonna go over here, hang out
Oh,
with the puppy.
your movement ended when you took that
Fudge.
wound. You're down, prone, sprawled out,
Oh, how
right next
much?
to the
How
fence.
much? How much does it cost to get up?
Um,
Or I don't. Yeah, I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know
How
the
prone
I don't
members
know the
here.
answer to that. I would say is it.
We'll learn.
I know
We'll
what it
learn
is in five
together.
E. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let me look up that condition.
exactly.
Is it a condition? Prone. Prone. 93 and 104.
I don't think I've ever been prone in Savage Worlds.
You may fall prone as a free action. You may crawl
Yeah.
while you are prone. Standing is a free action, but it will cost you 2 points of pace. So,
Oh, okay. I see.
yeah, it basically
Uh.
it costs you 2 squares, essentially.
Oh, okay. I see.
Lester,
Then she'll crawl what's left.
your turn ends when you took that spill, when you did that critical failure. You
Oh,
are in a
okay.
you're in some brambly vines and assessing, what have I done? And you know that probably hurts.
She's so embarrassed.
It hurts a fair amount. And yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
you effectively these the post that you push over was almost like the Washington Monument is shaped,
Oh no.
sort of like something that goes up, made of stone, goes up, and it's
Yeah.
like a long, tall, skinny pyramid, and it made
Oh, it tapers.
yeah made a fair amount of noise as it went over
Okay.
and scraped. You know what? I think it's being a little bit cruel of me not to let you take your move. So if you wish to crawl or get up and move, we're going to say going across that took you two. So if you want to get up, it'll
Just
cost you two.
she'll definitely crawl over because she
Okay.
just wants to sit on the floor with this
Okay.
doggo.
Are you
This
crawling?
I swear.
Are you like crab walking, or are you army crawling, or are
She's
you?
literally like hands and knees.
Okay.
She's crawled next to the dog.
Here.
Uh, and I'm just gonna huddle with the little doggo.
Okay. Lester says, "All right. Are you sure you're ready?" And Mir says, "You keep asking me that." And Lester leans over and dims the light that is very bright down to just enough light that he can see. It doesn't occur to him that you guys are having no trouble at all seeing. Perhaps even if he suspected it, the fact that Ava just tripped over a fence tells him that maybe you guys are having a hard time seeing as much as he is. Uh, just for fun, because computer science is an experimental science, and I am a dabbler and experimenter. Let's see if I could reduce that light a little bit. I'm going to go over to my lights tab. It's unlocked.
Ooh,
I'm going
I bet
to
you can.
let's see.
Oh, that's
Okay,
way black.
I can make it go away, but can I edit it? Let's see. I'll go over to the lighting. Fall off. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff here. Presets. Brightness and dim. Fall off on. Bright for. I don't know. What happens if I make that 2? And make that 4? And make fall off. I don't know. I don't really know what fall off and all that is. I guess it's like an extent measurement. I'll make it like 10.
Fall off.
And make this like 20. I'm just kind of guessing how you would do this. I was like, if I was implementing it, how would I do it? And
I wonder if
dim.
fall off is like that one kind of like blurring out the edges of
Yeah.
the circle.
Yeah. Like it's bright up to a certain extent, and then it becomes.
Yeah,
I wonder if it. Yeah. How
just kind of
fast
fades.
does it get dark? Like there's a wall there, or does it fade a little bit more?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm having a whole lot of success here. Visible to all. Yeah. Use lights. Yeah. Use lights. Unlocked. I was hoping I could like affect this and make it a little bit dimmer, but it really doesn't matter. I think what I will do as we know what we're doing. I'm just going to turn the light off just to represent the fact that Lester Fagan has dimmed that. Um, in game, I'm not going to experiment with putting a dimmer light up. Um, we'll say there is enough illumination that someone that is not ritualistically enhanced can see. We'll call it like a nightlight sort of brightness, something like that. I think it's nearby, he says. Ava, you realize
Yes.
that this doggo is
Uh huh.
chained to like a stake in the ground. He is not at the.
How dare.
It is chained to a collar, and it looks like the dog is not at the extent of the chain. It is sitting right next to the stake, in other words. So
Mm-hmm.
there's like a loop of chain on the ground that is not being utilized. I'm going to go down the combat order to Sophia. Sophia, what would you like to do?
Oh
I
boy.
want. Oh, I would like to try to go around the fence.
Okay.
Don't be me. Be
Uh,
better.
my agility probably isn't much better.
Yeah. I'm going to say that right there, kind of where Rocco is standing. He hasn't gone through the fence. Right there is an area where you could easily pass without having to risk a critical failure.
Hold on, I need to plug in my mouse. It
Oh
just started.
no.
Okay, there we go. Where did
Oh
it
boy.
go?
There are probably more trees than this map indicates.
Are
Technical
we in
difficulties.
darkness?
That's okay. What? Where would you like to go? I'm more than happy to help you move.
The spell wore off, I take it?
It did not.
Oh, okay. Everything is darkness.
Oh yeah, we're in full on blackness here with the
Okay.
clouds passing through. But
I remember there being a spot here.
oh, by
Yeah.
Rocco, by Rocco.
Um,
Here.
maybe I will just
Yes.
turn the lights back
Yeah.
on. I'll get a little bit better at this, I'm sure, but we'll say lighting.
It's fun to play around with. When I got Unity, I
Oh,
did the same thing
it's
playing with the lights.
it's addictive, but I've yet to find a real good source where I am actually
Hmm.
know what I'm doing and comfortable doing it. So how do I? I think there's a way to make this so you can all see. Um,
Darkness, light, torch. Would it be easier to put the lamp on each of our combat tracker tokens so
I
that
don't
we can each individually see?
I don't know how to do that.
Under the effects, I think you can drag and drop like candle or lamp or whatever and put it on our tokens in the combat tracker, and I think it
Ah,
will give us the ability to see
so let's see.
as if,
Yeah.
we're carrying a light. But since we have the darkness thing, I think it would be a simpler solution so that way you can do what you need to do on the map.
Let me make
Right.
sure. Let me make sure I didn't.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can drag and drop it on me.
Hey, nice.
Did that change things?
I can see. Like,
Oh, okay.
Which one
there's
did
a
you
tree.
use?
I used the lamp. It does 1/4 light, one out of four lamp. It's a
Where do
small
you?
little.
Eh.
So if you go to effects on the top right hand corner,
Mhm.
and you'll see if you drag the lamp over to your
Lamp.
character.
Where is F? Is it FX? The letters FX?
No, the effects at the top right
Oh,
corner where you can pick like where it says effects. The little it looks like a little person. See,
I see it.
I see
Oh,
Sophia also has light.
isn't that cool?
And
Okay.
you could drag and drop it, and
Yeah.
you could probably get rid of the effect uh, but I don't know how to get rid of it on mine. I think that's the power of the DM.
Okay, so where do I drag and drop it on?
On your combat tracker token.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't have like a mask in place.
Yeah, I know. It would be better for you to keep it all hidden, and then we can just walk around and discover it on
Yeah,
our own as we
yeah.
move.
As I get better with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not allowing me to do it.
I wonder if I can drag and drop it on you. I
Yep.
can.
See, this is
Yeah, it wouldn't let me
this
do
is
it at all.
this is frustrating. How do I turn off like
Thank you.
how do I turn
You're
off
welcome.
how do I turn off the darkness? There's
Problem solved.
gotta be a way.
Keep the
Join
darkness on. It's fine. It's neat. Don't eat that, please.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Okay,
I am here.
we'll go with it
It
as it.
actually makes the clouds look really menacing.
It does. God, this is the effect of Unity that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I
just
think I'm fearful for my life.
okay. Sophia, you've plugged in your mouse. We'll say it's charging,
Yes.
and it looks like you have some control to move.
Yes.
You move there. Would you like to say anything? Do anything?
All is good.
Okay. Yeah, you see there's an area where you could easily almost like step through the fence at that point. So
I'm just
You
going to
can come.
wait here for now and just keep a lookout until anything weird happens.
okay. Shep, what are you? What would you like to do?
I am going to move over and try to step through the fence.
Okay.
It's right here beside Sophia.
Yeah, it's kind of between Sophia and Rocco.
Excuse me.
Go right ahead.
And I think I have at least one more. So I'll move out of the way.
Shep and Ava, you hear a whining noise. It sounds like Mir's camera is like building up that charge for the next flash.
Oh,
You know that sort of high speed whine.
oh,
It builds up,
yeah.
and so it sounds like he's sort of muffing around with his electrical equipment. Um, the puppy dog starts to whine louder, and its little tail is quivering, and
Oh.
it's looking around, left to right, up and down. I I am ready. Do you hear that? Up in that tree, he says.
In the tree? Oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, heck. I hope it's not. Oh, it's not my tree. Okay, good. Good.
It's by me.
Coming down out of that tree, is a figure cloaked in gray. But you all have the capability to see in the dark. So what you see is not what you would think a chupacabra is. You've fought a chupacabra before. It's almost like a cross between a werewolf and a porcupine, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
It's very lupine. It
Yes.
runs like a dog on all fours. It has very canine-like features. This looks like a large baboon.
Gosh, and it is much too close for comfort, is what it is.
It come it moves astonishingly fast, and it's about as big as you,
Oh, Lord, guys.
Ava,
Oh,
i.e.,
rip.
size -1.
Yes.
It clambers down the tree lopes over to the dog and with a large claw ending in sharp nails, it grabs that dog kind of like on the scruff of the neck, like around its claws probably go 2/3 of the way around its neck from the back, and it
No.
starts to clamber up the tree with the dog.
Dang. I can't do anything to it, can I? There's no opportunities like in 5e.
There would be if you had had a weapon out, but you were crawling on your hands and knees.
I want to look over at our so-called Good Samaritan.
Hmm.
Does he look shocked, scared?
Make a. What would be a good roll for that? I was almost thinking like intuition or something like that. I'm going to say it's going to be a smarts roll, just because you can
Okay.
so clearly see his face.
Okay. I'm actually going to be any of that just because.
Just for reasons.
For reasons.
He doesn't look surprised at all. In fact, he said, "Take the picture now." And he's also drawing what appears to be a revolver from behind his back.